Well, hello guys, how are you doing on this great and lovely day? May I serve you a dish of the fine cuisine named Sonic Community? The food in question I offer is yet again a stupid case of art style theft. As we all know, I already made a few videos regarding to the topic of art style theft on 3 Sonic artists. Well, technically 30, since the artist that accused the other artists of art style theft proclaims it was a total of 30 people that allegedly stole her art style. And today we have another situation that is just as stupid as the last one. This time the artists in question are Itza Illustrates on Instagram, or also known as Itza YFN415 on Twitter, and Queen Beanie on Instagram. A user on Instagram who wishes to stay anonymous came to me asking if I could cover this into a video, and at first I didn't even know what was happening. I don't know how I didn't found out about this sooner. I guess Animal Crossing was just too hypnotizing. But hey, here we are and I have some juicy things to say. Even though the situation has been solved very recently, I think it's best to make people aware of it, that accusing someone of having similar drawing traits shouldn't be a norm in the art and fandom community, which sadly many artists still eagerly and proudly believe in, and destroy other artists' reputation without any consequences. That simply discourages and scars artists of posting anything online, especially when they are children. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Itza Illustrates, whom I will call Itza from now on because it's easier, started to suspect Queen Beanie of copying their art style. This can be shown here in the screenshot where Queen Beanie messaged Itza apologizing for copying her art style. Queen Beanie also continues to say that it wasn't her intention to do so, and even archived some of her posts with the fear of it looking too similar to Itza's art style. She even suggested for Itza to point out what exactly are so similar in both of their styles so she can change that, which is absolutely great. I love it when people gatekeep drawing traits, it's my favorite, because it's so uncommon. For example, having a painty shading style, or get this, how the shape of a mouth looks like, because there are so many different ways to draw a mouth. I, for example, draw my mouth in the shape of an attack helicopter, but I'm getting ahead of myself, so we'll come back to this later. So Itza responds with the first sentence being, "First, I don't want to know about your feelings now." And also says that Queen Beanie's story said, "Itza makes me stressed out and I'm gonna cry," which for an outsider seems a bit out of context. So in order to provide some sort of context, I messaged Queen Beanie about it, but she told me that she already deleted that story, so that means she can't look back into her archive and find it, as much as I know. But she said in her own words that it was just her basically letting her emotions out and being tired of the art style theft accusation. Which, hey, I can totally understand. But she didn't even mention Itza by name. So back to the chat log. Itza then makes it about her, how she is so furious about Queen Beanie's attitude. Then she demands an apology from her for quote-unquote copying Itza's artworks, which isn't the same as allegedly stealing an art style, but we get to that later. Then Itza mentions that she saw Queen Beanie replying to her fans saying that it wasn't her intention to do so. So by that she automatically thinks Queen Beanie isn't sincere or something. I don't think that the post is still online where these comments were made, but Itza sent a screenshot where Queen Beanie said to her fan, she's the user where the emoji's visible by the way, that art styles can't be stolen and that she barely sees any similarities between their art styles. And yes, you might also think Queen Beanie messaged Itza in the heat of the moment and admit to stealing her art styles just to be left alone. Which could be very plausible if an adult with much more followers accuses a 15-year-old teenager of stealing an art style. And it doesn't help the fact that Queen Beanie already expressed in her deleted story how stressed out she is of being accused of something as unlogical like art style theft. Things like that constantly happen in the art community and people leave because of it. I don't know why so many big artists think just because of their big ass following they have the power to limit other artists' art experience just because they feel the egotistical need to stay in the spotlight. Really only makes you look more petty and childish. In order to please Itza, Queen Beanie actually is willing to change her art to not copy her art style, and Itza wants to show what exactly is similar, but Queen Beanie declines because she knows what she is doing. But Itza still sends her a picture, which it's going to be interesting now. But before I show you the screenshots where both artists' styles are shown, you need to sit down, because both of the art styles is basically inspired by the new Sonic movie that dropped this year. So basically, Itza's trying to be the one and only Sonic artist that is allowed to draw the movie's Sonic design, which is honestly laughable and so sad. Like, did you invent that design or something? I mean, you clearly didn't. But I don't see the person that came up with the design of Sonic striking every other artist that draws Sonic in that form. Anyway, here's a screenshot. The upper one was drawn by Queen Beanie and the bottom one by Itza. Now let's look into both of them. Both depict Sonic in a Sonic movie style and have a real-life hedgehog in the picture, so that is at least something that is very similar, concept-wise. And both Sonics kinda interact with the hedgehog, so I guess Queen Beanie exposed of stealing an art style, am I right? No! Because only people who believe that similar concepts don't exist in the art community are the ones that have to deal with themselves and their anger. First, this isn't even remotely something you can call art style theft. You could maybe depict this as idea theft, which we all know artists drawing the same idea is such a rare thing to happen. That's why no one is allowed to have a character with long spiky hair, or a cease and desist from my side is on your way. Drawing Sonic with a real hedgehog isn't anything breathtaking. It's kinda logical when you realize that Sonic basically is a furry hedgehog, and also, just to be extra, your guys' coloring technique is quite different, even though both resemble a painty shading style. Both of you seem to place the shadows similarly, but not on every part. But even if Queen Beanie put the shadows in the same place as Itza, it has more to do with how they highlight and shade in general. You can't just put shadows randomly on different body parts and expect it to make sense. That's kinda important. Like when the sun is above you, your hair on the top of your head is going to be the part that gets the most sunlight from the sun. So by that logic, you would put highlights on the part or objects where the sun shines on. It's a different story when light comes from beneath you, but since there isn't even a light source visible in both of your guys' pictures, you would just put shadows on the parts that make most sense to you, like everyone else would do. Is that enough Art 101 for you? But realistically speaking, since you both drew the same character with the same design that none of you own, similarities are bound to happen, and that's nothing new or outrageous. So now Queen Beanie admits that Itza gave her inspiration in general about how to draw the eyes and how to color and shade, but honestly, if you're going to want to end someone's career just because they draw eyes and shade similarly like you must have some issues, since being inspired isn't anything law-breaking. Actually, it's encouraged in the art community. Like, people get constantly inspired by other artists. But as Queen Beanie said, both of them draw the same character, and not to mention that it's pretty much the official design Sonic has in the movie. He is just CGI. And yes, I know the next message is not the entire thing, but from the bottom part of the message, it's not like Itza suddenly stopped accusing her and found out what the solution of stopping racism is. Rather wanting an apology and for her to change her art style. I know you're trying to paint, but try harder. Yes, that is exactly how someone should be treated when you feel superior because they are inspired by your coloring style, demanding that they should change everything about their art and try harder. Wait, are you telling me that I should try harder at painting and my art miraculously gets better and more unique and distinctive? Oh boy, sign me up! Oh, but here's something really neat. Itza is telling Queen Beanie that it isn't okay to be inspired by her painting style, but advises her to do a different style, like a comic style. Oh, so apparently stealing a comic art style is alright, but stealing a painting art style isn't because your fifis get in your way. You are not the person that created the painting style. And thousands of people before you were painting like that, and they didn't call you out? What sorcery is this? Art is subjective. If the first person who ever drew something, which probably was a caveman, drew a stickman on a stone wall with his own blood or something, and others also decided to draw stickman-like figures, he would totally get ballistic and expose these people on pterodactyl.com and say how these people are just stealing his art style. Or do you see artists from the early 13th century bitch about how every artist is so unoriginal by drawing realism and how they should steal something else? I love disabling people from being creative. It's my next favorite hobby with stealing lollipops from babies. Queen Beanie again is apologizing and saying that there isn't much that she can do because they are drawing the same character, yada yada yada, and Itza deadass wants her not to look at her art anymore, and how she deliberately tells Queen Beanie to just change it because it's so easy throwing away your style for one stupid invalid accusation. Inspiring can't be the reason for copying someone's works. If you wanted to try my style, you were able to ask me, can I try this coloring style? I always say yes to people that ask like that. Yes, you went too far. So you are telling me, right now, That I have to ask people first before I'm allowed to use certain drawing traits or techniques? Good to know, good to know. Oh, also, something amazing she said after that. And again, I don't want to know about your feelings, like sad or stressed out. In your apology post, I really endured this for a long time. I want to draw with fun, and I want you to draw with fun too. I don't get stressed for other artists anymore. I think this message right here just shows how disgusting her attitude is. So you don't want her to talk about her emotions or generally how she feels and all of this, even though she did nothing wrong and you accuse her about nothing? But then after she apologizes in a post she has to make for your sake, she can finally draw with fun again? Yeah, that doesn't at all seem manipulative and entitled. You don't have any say in how Queen Beanie draws freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. Why are you so overprotective about your totally original ideas? So, if you ever draw Sonic drinking coffee, and I do too, but both are drawn in the Archie style, it's automatically a ripoff and I'm stealing your art style and this is and that. Because no, coincidences can't happen. What are you talking about? Let's just move on. Basically, Queen Beanie is about to post an apology in her story for copying Issa's art style and for stressing Issa out and changing her art in the future. It also just rubs me the wrong way that Queen Beanie's emotions are being misregarded just because Issa thinks she's the victim. Because when millions of artists exist, there can't be a couple of hundred or thousand people that use similar drawing traits, ideas, styles, whatever. This is a 15-year-old girl and you're kinda guilt-tripping her till hell and back over a drawing. Issa adds that she should include details about art style and the archived posts. So Queen Beanie edited it and edited the things and Issa was finally satisfied. And I'll just read out Issa's message. Let me say one thing. You can be inspired from other artists and try to draw it, but don't make it like yours. I know you feel stressed out or sad, but you made all of these situations. Then you have to solve this. As an artist, hope you can find your art style and draw art with more fun. Then you can love your art more, and people would love you and your works more too. Issa? I think she had more fun drawing before you came and accused her of art style theft. And no, you made this into a situation to begin with. I don't think Queen Beanie was looking to get accused of something so stupid. I don't think anyone wants to be labeled as a malicious person. Oh, but here we are. Queen Beanie already is certain to change herself to please Issa and she will post some doodles and then I guess everything started to be alright now. Issa, the one who accused and abused her basically, wants to be friends with her after she accused her. Sheesh, what a can of worms. But yeah, at the end they became friends through one party being an ass to the other. I mean, hey, who cares if someone gets shunned to draw in a different style because one single individual gets offended. End of the story, I guess. Finally, not an hour-long video. Nah, you wish. Hi Queen Beanie, I don't want to say it again, but I think you are drawing like me again. Not about eyes light, about the coloring style and Sonic's mouth or eye shape, and the background of comic or quill's shading style. Plus your OC's ear shape too. My OC's ear shape was inspired by other movies' hedgehog character, and you do it similarly. So what I want to say is, please look at yourself. I know you are a good friend in person, but as an artist, you are being wrong. Hope you noticed this. Other people said me that they got confused between us. They said that they thought your art was drawn by me. Which, you know, it would be nice if you show some proof of that. I don't want you to be like me. You got talent so you can use it. With your own effort and practice. Maybe we have to unfollow together or mute each other. I cheered you, but I feel so sad that I'm a little disappointed. Hope you can understand me. If you don't notice the similarities, look at yours and my gallery. The fuck did I just read? So first, you think that she's drawing like you after changing her art style. Not that you do know. And I know that English isn't her first language, but thinking that someone that changed their art style because of getting wrongfully accused of it again stole the same art style is a handful. And the reasoning for accusing her of that again is just a sad excuse to bully someone. And this time it's about the shape of mouths and eyes. I am going to jump and do a flip. And the background of her comics and the shading of the quills. Oh, I forgot you can follow a certain light source to make your drawings feel more authentic and alive. No, just put the shadows wherever you want. Just not like Issa. And yes, of course, how she draws the ears of her OC is just too much to take in. I'm just going to copyright a shape, specifically the round ear shape. Disney is totally not gonna get mad at me, thank you very much. The message in general seems a bit odd to me. Why are you so controlling over her? Just because you are friends now, by basically bullying her, you of course have even more influence over her, so why not just make her change her art style again, right? I can comprehend the idea that most artists want to have an art style that is distinguishable. But you gotta stop limiting other artists' creativity and deal with similar looking art styles. There are still differences like how someone executes an idea visually and how someone colors it. This isn't a case of copying someone, it is a case of feeling too attached to the idea of standing out. So Queen Beanie again is changing up her art style and is saying that she even tried to use lighter colors to tell the art apart and that her OC has ears like a hamster. But oh well, time to mix it up again. And she sends doodles of her new style, and I'll again just read out Itza's message. I mean, I know you didn't do that with purpose, but I think you did because you always see my art. I think you're influenced by my style a lot without you knowing it. Actually, your shading style is still similar with mine, and in fact, you don't notice this, but I think your lightning style is inspired by me. As you can see, the lightning on tears or the background in your recent show that. Tom's house has a blue background, but I used a lot of red lightning, so it looks like a yellow wall, and your art seems too similar too. I hope you can notice this. I said this before, but I think, and yeah, the message is cut out here, but it's probably just her rehearsing that Queen Beanie should look at the Sonic comics and steal from there, since the next screenshot is her sending a comic page of Sonic. Like, of course she can't see anything else besides your art. You are just that magnificent. And again, with the shading, you can't own a shading style. Your shading isn't anything special. So many other artists use the same techniques as you, and you probably got inspiration from other artists to develop your style. And surely you can also copy someone's lightning. I'm actually going to throw up. And I guess now she is giving Queen Beanie suggestions on where to steal else. Man, I can't wait for thousands of comic artists accusing Queen Beanie of stealing their cel-shaded shading style. No one is allowed to draw anything anymore. Just give up. We are all equally terrible and unoriginal. So now, Queen Beanie changed her style for the third time. It's a new record. So now everything should be fine and dandy and everyone lives happily together. Nope. Still not. Itza came back! And I'll just read it out again. I don't know if you noticed, but the background of your recent art looks like my movie Silver art. And the source of your drawings, like Blaze acting like a real cat, can you feel? What exactly can she feel? Can she feel the love? I don't know. When I did something, you always did it similarly. So I don't know how to treat you. Thank you for helping me by fighting with reposters or something, but your behavior with your drawings make me feel confused. I think it's going to help you and me not to see my art anymore. Don't ask my friends to tell me what you want to say to me. I just don't want to care more about you. I think I'll help you as much as I can, like recommending comics. Goodbye. How can you be so protective and childish over on what someone draws? I don't even know how to start with this. So firstly, about the allegedly copied background. This is the drawing Itza is directing to from her side. I thought something detail's gonna pop up, but this is it. I guess no one is allowed to use a partly black background anymore. And I found two separate artworks that sorta have the same background, but just please look at both pieces. How is this a rip-off or a copy from Itza's art? I don't even see what the problem is besides one artist clearly being petty over nothing. Guys, I made a groundbreaking discovery. So since Shantae Hall's Genie Hero came out before Itza's drawing did, that must have mean that she stole the background from Shantae, even though it isn't black. I don't care. Drawings can't have similar drawing traits. What are you talking about? And now Blaze the cat acting like a real cat. Here are the pictures where the left one is drawn by Itza and the right by Queen Beanie. And yes, she is pulling the idea theft card. It's only getting better. So now, because of her biggery and inability to realize that she is being unreasonable, she just blocked her. And the last straw was because of Blaze the cat being in a drawing acting like a real cat, but with two different scenarios. I'm baffled. So now, since Itza has no place to express her emotions anymore, she has to post into her stories on how sick she feels because of this. And yeah, I guess Queen Beanie isn't allowed to post her emotions into her story when she's being wrongfully accused, but Itza gets a pass. She's allowed to do so. I mean, it's all about her. She's the victim, guys. She's the victim. She's being plagiarized. So even now, after she blocked Queen Beanie, she still accuses her of copying her recent artwork. It would be nice if you'd put both pictures into your story and compare them or something, because without concrete evidence, I ain't gonna believe shit. After that, Queen Beanie finally took some action and posted an explanation in her story, which I will read out. Sorry for making this public. Itza illustrate. You already blocked me a week ago and I have no alternative accounts Twitter, so I can't see your art. I can't be copying you. A friend sent me your story, clearly talking about me. You need to leave me alone. You blocked me to end this. So why are you still dragging this on? I blocked you too. How could you even see my art? I left you alone. Why can't you leave me alone? You said you wanted to stop caring about me. So stop caring. I stopped caring too. Proof I have no other accounts and I am blocked. I really didn't want to make this public and say your name, but you won't leave this alone. Also, a friend showed me you revealed my name on your Twitter with a screenshot of our conversation. I changed my art for you multiple times and you said you liked my new styles. You have to understand that there are similar art styles. I did not copy any of your art. None of the subject matter we do is the exact same like Sonic in King outfit or Metal Sonic. Please, I didn't ask for drama and I stayed quiet. I didn't want to start anything. Now I have to say something because it seems you want everyone to know how I'm copying you. You have no idea how this is affecting me. It hurts and it scares me. And yeah, it's kinda sickening seeing how she's going after a minor who is scared and stayed quiet in order not to cause anything harmful to both sides. It's just a fictional character, a drawing. Calm down. The next screenshots Queen Beanie posted into her story are a bit special. You see, this isn't Izza's normal Twitter account. This is her personal account, which was public at the time. Maybe it isn't public anymore, I don't know. And there she compared a drawing of hers to one of Queen Beanie's. The reflection of the light to be exact. Even though the concept of the drawing isn't remotely the same, it's just Sonic being all So now apparently no one is allowed to add beautiful lighting effects on their drawings. Queen Beanie even said that she followed someone else's speed paint, and you know what? I think even the person who made the speed paint would think this situation is fucking stupid. So we can't possibly call this art style theft in this drawing. So this is about light reflection theft. And yes, of course color theft, because why shouldn't it be? And yeah, this is basically it when it comes to the accusations. So just to summarize, what apparently did Queen Beanie wrong again? She stole, aka copied an art style. She stole drawing ideas. She stole background ideas. She stole painting styles. She stole the coloring style. She stole colors. She stole how to properly shade and light drawings. She stole how to draw ears and mouths and is basically a copycat. But let's just throw all of that out of the window. It's all just nonsense. None of this is true and Itza constantly accused Queen Beanie of new accusations. Doesn't matter how little to no evidence there is. I don't think being openly toxic about all of this did anything good to her, since people realize that this is bullshit and Queen Beanie has been bullied and harassed the entire time by Itza. If she hadn't also explained herself in her story in fear of making everything worse, this could have actually escalated very much. She is a child, for crying out loud. What is wrong with you people targeting children? So as I was mentioning, Itza's personal Twitter account, around the time where all of this has been happening and people finally realizing that this is bullshit, it got brought to light that Itza actually posted a tweet on May 24th in Korean, like all of her tweets on her personal account, which translated into "Thank you for showing me how creepy you are, and you can always copy my picture on your own. I can smash your career anytime." I'm just gonna leave this here and we'll come back to it a bit later. Because Itza actually put out an apology a few days ago. I want to apologize about my recent behavior that I did to one person. I am sorry for giving the young artist a hard time, regardless the reason. I should have calmed down and acted like an adult. That's my mistake. Thank you for giving me lots of advice and making me notice what I did wrong. Sorry to make you feel disappointed, and thank you as always. I'll do my best to fix my wrong behavior. If you ask me whether the apology is sincere or not, I'm kinda in between. The reason for that is quite simple. Most of my screenshots were from a user on Twitter named Royem, who basically posted all the screenshots with context from the conversation between the two artists to the point of the public story posts and the personal account tweet video. She posted all of this on May 29th, and so did Itza post her apology on the same day. So to me, it seems more like she needs to quickly get a short and sweet apology out just so no one gonna attack her, which of course nobody should do, and if you think this is an excuse to attack someone, then I don't know how to help you. But making her aware of her wrongdoings is something else. She also didn't state in her apology what she did wrong, and also didn't mention Queen Beanie and instead referred to her as one person and the young artist. And now when you think about the video where she said, "I can smash your career anytime," it doesn't look good at all. Her friend said that this was a meme, and also Itza said on her Twitter that it means something in the line of, wow, all I can do with one call is ordering a pizza, and Queen Beanie also accepted it as that and moved on, but I don't know, think of it what you will. To me, it still seems sort of suspicious, especially when you take into consideration that they still had some drama going on. But after another few days, she posted a more sincere apology and explained more about what happened, which I think should have been the first post and only apology post, but at least she realized what she did wrong, so it's fine I guess. Queen Beanie also accepted her apology and is on good terms with her now. And at last, it is one of the few cases where people actually realize that someone's being attacked and bullied over something stupid that shouldn't be an issue. But of course, sadly not everyone is that wise and still gets overly sensitive when they just smell someone drawing one thing similar to them. I think I need to reiterate something. Yes, Itza Illustrates made mistakes and accused someone of stealing the art style. But this is a very big but. She now knows that she is in the wrong and apologized. She has the right to grow past this, and I believe her. I will give her the benefit of the doubt that she won't repeat the same mistakes in the future. She had a wrong perspective on what can be stolen in art and tried to sort this out privately first. And despite in me saying that her messages seem manipulative at some times, I don't think it was an intention to come off as that. Some people just don't know any better, but now she does, and I think the grand idea of her behavior was just thinking that someone takes advantage of her art. Admittedly, this isn't excusing her behavior at the time, but she did it thinking that she was in the right. But as soon as people started to question this, she was unsure about it herself. This is a story where someone who accused another person of art style theft actually tries to reflect on their actions and is willing to improve themselves. This is important. Not everyone is as buttered as these wannabe artists that accuse their following of being toxic AF when they're being confronted with the truth. Itza is willing to listen, and some don't and stay in their miserable bubble. And that, my friends, is totally on them. Because if you're that unhappy with yourself and don't want to change, but you have the need to accuse others of stealing your art style and demand them to change, I think you need a reality check and get yourself together, or else no one's gonna take you serious anymore. And no, for the love of God, don't blame the person you're accusing that they are fake as fuck. You don't know them in real life. Stop being delusional and try to listen to facts and logic. So how can we prevent this from happening in the future? Make awareness. Make the accuser aware that what they are doing is wrong and they just dig themselves into a deeper hole. There are still countless of people out there harassing artists for months and years. Angomango, for example, because more people realize through the Itza story that art style theft is a conspiracy, just recently has decided to put out an half-assed apology about being supposedly sorry about all the things she accused waay of, but still says that she believes that waay is copying her. This is not how you apologize. Actually apologize for the things you've done and take back your claims. There is a clear difference in having similar drawing ideas and styles and blatantly ripping someone off. Do you guys want me to bring up Chibi Rose and how she copied an artist for 10 freaking years? I'm happy that people are getting more aware of this, that art style theft doesn't exist and is just something people made up to feel more significant to others. It shouldn't matter on how many followers someone has. It's just a number. And if bigger artists keep on supporting this agenda, the newer generation of artists will do the same. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be part of a community where every day someone's being accused of stealing someone's style. Art style theft is not art theft or tracing art or copying art. Have some actual brain cells that work before you openly accuse someone of stealing something so precious like an art style or an idea or concept. Hey! This has been Nico, and you have yourself a damn good one.